scarier not to know. It would be scarier to find out later.
So it's really important that people, even at a fairly young age, get in the habit of understanding how those things work and sort of monitor the basics.
You got to know your numbers. If you don't know where you're at, you don't know what you need to do.
Life will constantly throw you things that you're not ready for, that you wish you never ever had to be a part of.
Health happens. It's something that affects everyone, no matter your age, gender, race, or financial bracket. The more you know about your health, the better, healthier, and happier life you can live.
Taking control of your health starts with you. The 9HealthFair serves as an active intervention, helping you take the first step towards improving your health and living a healthier life. Knowing your numbers and where you can find resources is the first step. Through the organization, the 9HealthFair concept was born, and in 1980, KBTV Channel 9, which is currently 9 News, realized the value of a health fair for the community and provided financial and media support to launch the first 9HealthFair. This is actually footage from the very first 9HealthFair on April 13, 1980.
Since it started, a lot of things have changed, clothing and hairstyles mainly, but one thing that hasn't changed is the importance of taking ownership of your health. Today, the 9HealthFair has impacted nearly 2 million people, giving people the tools to take responsibility of their health. There are screenings for everything from blood pressure to testosterone and glucose levels.
Hepatitis C screenings are available at several 9HealthFair sites because of its growing impact on the baby boomer generation. Hepatitis C can lead to liver cancer and even death. The good news, it can be treated and even cured if caught early. The first step is finding out if you have it.
There's so many people that are out there that don't know that they have the disease, that probably had it for 30 years without symptoms.
Baby boomers are affected because the disease wasn't discovered until 1989. So if you got a tattoo in the 70s or a blood transfusion, it's a good idea to get a screening. Hepatitis C testing is free, whether you go to a 9HealthFair or your doctor's office.
Your blood can also help doctors determine if you may be at risk of getting rheumatoid arthritis. With rheumatoid arthritis, there's a time element where you only have so much time before the disease attacks the immune system and starts a rapid destruction of the joints.
Dr. Kevin Dean, a rheumatoid arthritis expert with the University of Colorado, shows us how he and his team can help people figure out if they're at risk.
If someone's going to have rheumatoid arthritis, over 95% of the time it's going to show up first in the hands and the wrists, and in particular the larger knuckles here and in the wrists. So at the health fair, in addition to a blood test, we do a joint examination where we feel these joints here as well as the wrist for any signs of swelling. We also examine the other joints, but many times these joints and these joints out here are involved in osteoarthritis. That'll feel a certain way. That'll feel kind of bony and cold changes versus rheumatoid arthritis is soft and warm. We do this exam at the health fair, tell people right then what we find, and the blood tests come in a couple weeks.
Diabetes can happen, but did you know there's a stage before the diabetes sets in? It's called prediabetes. It's a condition where your blood glucose levels are higher than normal, yet not high enough to be considered diabetic. The good news, by getting a blood test, you can find out if you have prediabetes and you can get ahead of it. Here in Denver, there's a diabetes prevention program at the YMCA. Chris Jones went through the program and it changed his life for the better. Here's his story.
I recognized over the years that I had increasing markers that placed me at risk, and any number of factors. My mother developed old age diabetes, my father's family, my father was considered at risk. My age, my waist size, my weight was at the maximum range for my height. My wife loves red wine, imported cheeses, and French baguettes. That was not a good recipe. My family physician noted that my lipid rate and my blood glucose were borderline, and they wanted to start me on cholesterol medication. I said, hold off. When I found the program, it's a year-long program, and they ask for a commitment. Essentially, they ask you to reduce your weight from the starting point 7% minimum. The coaches and mentors are so experienced, but they're caring, and they're very concerned, but they really go that extra measure to work with all of the people in the class, whatever your individual issues are. And I think that helps explain how anyone who enters the program likes it, stays with it, and succeeds, because you have that support that you need. I would say don't delay. Part of the education in that program is an awareness that if you wait until you are diagnosed with diabetes, the likelihood of reversing that is that much more difficult. And so it's much better, much easier if you go to work now before there's a diagnosis.
Your body will tell you when something isn't right, so make sure to listen to it. 9HealthFair volunteer Kendra Mitchell moved to Colorado from Arizona with her high school sweetheart to start a new life in 2013. At age 34, she felt like she could take on the world until something started to feel off. She tried to ignore it until her body gave her a message she couldn't ignore.
When I finally decided it was time to go, I really kind of stopped feeling my whole lower half from my waist down on my right side, and that was what kind of scared me enough to say, okay, stop ignoring yourself.
Turns out she had tumors on her spine, but that wasn't it. Kendra's doctor told her to take an at-home colon cancer screening kit and then a colonoscopy, and then her doctors told her she had stage 1 colon cancer. Kendra says her diagnosis is exactly why she volunteers at 9HealthFairs. Glucose and B12 testing helps you understand your risk for diseases such as diabetes, which can increase your risk for Alzheimer's. 65,000 people are living with the disease in Colorado. There's a lot of research happening in our state with doctors who are on the front line of finding a cure.
In order to discover new treatments for Alzheimer's disease or any other problem that humans face, we have to carry out research to understand what the mechanism is and try to figure out how to prevent it or reverse it. So our sort of slogan is research today, memories forever.
Doctors in Colorado are currently working to cure Alzheimer's disease, develop new treatments, and they're currently trying to understand the disease's relationship between rheumatoid arthritis and diabetes. Heavy menstrual cycles, pressure, and pain in the pelvic area could be signs of a fibroid tumor, but there are factors that can make you more susceptible to getting the tumors. We'll explain ahead. Plus,
like I'm dizzy, I'm feeling lightheaded, maybe I'm a little nauseous.
It's called the silent killer for a reason. Heart attack symptoms may not be so obvious. A doctor will show us what we need to know about heart disease and women. And we're also talking about men's health today. We'll explain what your PSA levels mean and what you need to know that could save your life.
Ladies, we're busy. Jobs, kids, working out, family, friends, it's a lot. But none of that happens if we don't take care of ourselves. Let's have a real talk about women's health next week on 9 News Mornings.
Shooting heroin in the shadows near the front door, selling crystal meth in the open spaces.
All right here at the main branch of the Denver Public Library. Now wants to know how things got this bad and what the city's gonna do to stop it.
Tuesday on 9 News at 9 and 10.
Jewish Family Service distributes tons of food to the hungry, counsels hundreds of people in pain, employs those with disabilities, provides hope and help to seniors, helps the unemployed get jobs, and assists refugees new to America.
Touching 21,000 people every single year.
JFS does so much, and yet it comes down to you. You have the power to change the world.
1 in 4 girls will be sexually abused before her 18th birthday, and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually abused before turning 18. Only 1 in 10 will tell. But today, thousands of children will enter a Children's Advocacy Center with the courage to talk about the unimaginable, because 1 adult with courage was there. Are you the one with courage? To find a Children's Advocacy Center near you and to learn more, go to coloradocac.org/1.
Happy birthday!
That's wonderful. Thank you, dear, very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you...
You're not fooling anybody you know. Think young. Pass it on.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Did you know that 1 in 3 women in the United States experience rape, physical violence, and/or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime? This could be your mother, sister, daughter, or best friend. Safe House Denver provides safe shelter and comprehensive services to adults, children, and youth experiencing domestic violence. Visit safehouse-denver.org to learn how to help someone you suspect is experiencing abuse, or to learn about volunteer opportunities, donations, and other ways you can get involved.
She actually said, "You are so sick, I really think you should go to the emergency room."
Janet Evans says she had no idea how sick she was until she went to a 9HealthFair. That's when she found out she had stage 5 kidney disease. Now is your chance to catch a potentially serious illness early. You can do that by getting a checkup at 9HealthFair locations around the state for as little as $35.
Chances are your grandmother, mother, sister, or yourself have had a fibroid tumor. The growth of these cells in our body are fueled by hormones in a woman's body called progesterone and estrogen. They can take on many shapes and sizes, ranging from a grape or grow rapidly into the size of a cantaloupe. Anyone can get the tumors, but for some reason, African American women are more prone to them. We spoke with a reproductive doctor from the Colorado Center for Reproductive Medicine who says genetics can play a huge role in getting them.
Women who have first-degree relatives who have fibroids, there's about a 2.5 times higher likelihood that she's going to develop a fibroid. So, for example, if you have an aunt or mother or grandmother who have had fibroids, it's much more likely that their other family members or their daughters will develop them as well.
99% of fibroids are not cancerous, but can be really uncomfortable depending on how big the tumor is. Some symptoms include heavy menstrual cycles, cramping, and pressure on the bladder.
Women are the most frequent visitors to the 9HealthFair, and for good reason. The health fair offers screenings that can help you take control of your health and be aware of certain risk factors that you may have. 9 News medical expert Dr. Camilla Sasson is here. Dr. Camilla, a big thing, this is something that women need to look out for. It's heart disease.
You know, women are really much more at risk than I think they even know.
Yeah.
And what we're finding is that oftentimes women will ignore the signs and symptoms until it gets too late. And so that's why something like this is so very important. We're so appreciative that 9 News is doing this.
What can women do, I guess everyone in general, to prevent heart disease, heart attacks, anything like that?
You know, I think it's keep it simple. I think that's always the most important thing. So diet really, really matters.
Yes.
Lifestyle really matters. So making sure you're getting your 30 minutes of exercise every day, not smoking, and then of course probably know your history, know your family history. So if you've got things that run in the family, it's possible that that can actually be something that can affect you as well. So it's really important to know exactly what's going on within your own family.
One thing I didn't know is heart attack symptoms are a little bit different for men and women.
You know, sometimes women can come in presenting with that sort of clutching their chest saying it hurts right here, but oftentimes women might come in saying like I'm dizzy, I'm feeling lightheaded, maybe I'm a little nauseous, maybe it hurts in my stomach, or I just don't feel right, maybe I'm really fatigued. And so it's really, really important to just be on the lookout for it.
Pay attention to your body. You know your body best is the best way to say that.
Although I think women are probably really good at ignoring that too, because we've got families and other work commitments, etc. And so I think it's really going to be about, okay, you know, if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of your family either.
Absolutely. So one of the things they go in, they do these blood chemistry screenings, and some of those results can be different for women who may be pregnant.
They definitely can be. So I think that's where it's really important to talk to your OB doctor. So your cholesterol might go up, your blood pressure might go up, and that can even cause a whole different slew of things that can happen to your pregnant baby.
Right.
And so I think that's why it's really important to talk to your doctor about that, because pregnancy changes your body in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And those blood tests can go up or down, and it's really important to track them really closely.
Pregnancy can change it, and so can menopause, and a lot of things can change in the blood chemistry screening with that as well.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because when women go through menopause, their estrogen levels go down, and what happens is that their heart disease risk goes up just like it does for men. And so when you're postmenopausal, not only are you having those hot flashes, but now you're actually more at risk also for developing heart disease and having a heart attack. So again, really important to listen to your body and to not ignore those things, those little things that sometimes just keep dragging on and you don't know what's going on. You have to see your doctor right away.
Are there any signs for that, or or not really?
You know, I think the same things where you're kind of looking for that, you know, are you having chest pain, especially if you're exerting yourself, if you're going out for a walk or going up some stairs and all of a sudden you have some chest pain, feel lightheaded, dizzy. Those are things that need to probably be seen sooner rather than later.
Going to the 9Health Fair is one great thing that everyone can do, especially women, to go get checked out. What other things can women do to take care of their body?
I think, again, it's always, remember, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And so, you know, oftentimes women are cooking for their families. You know, you're setting an example for your young kids. So if you're not going out and getting exercise, your kids probably aren't going to get that same exercise or see that as well. So think about it as sort of being the role model for your family. And then, of course, also making sure that you're eating well, watching your numbers. So know what your cholesterol is, know what your blood pressure is, know what your blood sugar is. All those things are really going to matter, and it's going to be important for you and for your entire family.
Really great tips, Dr. Camilla Sasson. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
John Carey and his wife wanted to save some money, so they went to the 9Health Fair in Canyon City in 2015. He says it saved his life. Blood work showed that he had a high PSA level, so he scheduled a doctor's appointment and did some research. When he looked it up, he discovered only 25% of people with high PSA levels develop cancer. Carey was sure he was a part of the 75%, until he had a biopsy which showed that he not only had prostate cancer, but an aggressive and serious form of it. Carey says all of this was a wake-up call.
The thing that was the most scary about it was that there was no symptoms. Apart from this test, we would have no idea that we had it. I can do anything that I was able to do before because it was caught early and because it had not spread.
PSA testing changes quite frequently, and it all has to do with the prostate. It's pretty confusing, and the recommendations have changed over the years when it comes to prostate cancer and how to treat it. Bottom line, if you go to the health fair, you'll learn more about it.
Even though it's confusing to people, it's important that they understand the distinction. So if you're a male between 55 and 69, we're really going to help you. If you come to the health fair, you're going to talk to somebody like me about a PSA and ask me questions about it, and we'll help you make the right decision in terms of whether or not you should get a PSA.
Men can also get checked for cholesterol, blood pressure, diabetes, vitamin D, and vitamin B12. One of our men here at 9 News takes us on his journey with the 9Health Fair and talks about the moment he decided to take control of his health.
We still talk about the devastating floods of 2013. I remember watching this one cell sit and just produce rain. This is not your average thunderstorm. It's late at night. People aren't going to know it's coming, helping people stay safe. So those are probably the most rewarding experiences for me. It gives me goosebumps just to think about it, what those people went through. That one just really kind of hits home.
Gift giving is hard.
Gift giving is an art. What do you give the person who's got everything?
I gave her a heifer.
You're giving me a cow for my birthday?
It's a farm animal.
It's more than a gift. A farm animal helps families in hunger. Gifts like this change lives.
Give different. Christmas, Valentine's Day, Hanukkah, whatever you want.
Give a family life.
It's more than a gift.
It's the best gift I ever gave.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
I used to never really talk. Ever. I was afraid if I said something wrong, everyone would laugh at me. But then I started to play golf with Special Olympics. It helped me to find my voice. And now everyone else is speechless.
I am Junior Achievement.
I am Junior Achievement.
I didn't know what I was capable of. Junior Achievement, man, they ignited my drive. I mean, JA Company program basically taught me how to be an entrepreneur. Because of JA, I felt empowered to create a better future for my family and myself. I'm Terry, and I am Junior Achievement.
Share your discovery at www.ja.org/alumni.
Your health happens, and whether it's something medically that you're dealing with or one of your loved ones, it only takes a moment to remember to take care of yourself. Here's 9 News anchor Steve Stager.
A couple of weeks ago, I was sitting on the tarmac at DIA. I glanced out the window. There's one of those gorgeous Rocky Mountain sunsets. I always start to reflect when I stare at that. I was on the plane heading back home to Detroit because my mom was just diagnosed with breast cancer. She was having surgery. And it was that moment on the plane when I realized I haven't thought about my health in a while. I felt the seatbelt digging into my gut. I thought about the emails and Facebook messages from viewers over the last few months. That jacket's a little bit too tight. Then I thought about all the awful food I eat when I'm stressed out or too lazy to make something. And that I don't have a primary care doctor and haven't had a physical in years. If I'm going to be a good son and help take care of my folks, I need to be mindful of my own health.
So I think it's important to establish early on kind of a habit of keeping an eye out for the things that are likely to be problems in the future.
That's Marty Meyer, a physician's assistant and bigwig over at the 9HealthFair. He says, not surprisingly, a lot of people my age, early 30s, don't really think about their health.
We all refer back to our own time, and we all were pretty invulnerable and didn't have any health issues.
Kim, thanks so much for doing this. So that's why I'm here, getting that blood screening you hear us talking about all the time. Little poke, tiny poke, hardly feel a thing. My blood work showed everything was in the right range. The other tests, though?
One of the most important things is maintaining a healthy weight. Your body mass index should be 25 or lower.
Oh, this is going to be pretty rough. Easily calculated by height and weight. My BMI is 29. Overweight, but practically on the border of what's considered obese.
Some other things are like blood pressure is really important. If your mom or dad had high blood pressure, you've got to watch that.
Both of my parents do, and my screening was a little concerning. 130/90, higher than the acceptable 120/80. The docs at the fair told me I was bouncing around quite a bit, which could have raised it. I'm supposed to keep an eye on it in the time leading up to seeing a doctor about my test results.
How much truth is behind those Colorado myths about alcohol and sunshine? We ask the experts next.
There's nothing like seeing your favorite band live, right? You got the tickets, the t-shirt, the transportation. You know the lead singer, the lyrics, the LP. But what about your instruments? Your heart, your liver, your cholesterol. $35. That's all it costs for a complete workup at the 9HealthFair. That's cheaper than a concert. You're real about the concert scene. Now get real about your health. Find your location at 9healthfair.org. New this year, low T test and a free B12 test. Learn more at 9healthfair.org.
I'm Corporal Klinger.
That must be me, sir.
I tried everything to get out of the Army.
I'll do anything to prove I'm not fit.
I sailed on a raft. I ate a Jeep.
Dip it in a little 30-weight motor oil, pop it in, and let it slide down the gullet.
But I never got out, which means you can watch more of me on MeTV.
Back-to-back episodes of MASH, weeknights starting at 6 on MeTV.
Because of this house, I feel a sense of freedom.
Because of this house, I see hope.
Because of this house,
we have a different ending to our story.
Because of this home,
we can do anything that our hearts desire.
I have peace at mind.
Because of our house, there are endless possibilities.
Because of this house,
my sisters and I were happy children.
I see a brighter future.
I'm a better person.
My eyes have been opened.
It's giving me my life.
Because of this house, I'm home.
You can change the lives of families in your community and around the world. Join us. Habitat. We build.
What's the value of a community blood center? At Bonfils Blood Center, it's providing nearly all of Colorado's blood supply. helping the one of every 7 hospital patients who will need blood, responding to disasters at home and far away. It's research that advances blood transfusion medicine, going the extra mile to meet the need, and knowing that a life-saving blood supply will always be there for our community. For more than 70 years, that's been the value of Bonfils Blood Center.
You think it's the end. You're not going to live.
We were in a moment of terror.
It was just a horrible scene.
I turned around and looked at my house, and I realized that I didn't have a house anymore.
You've probably heard or repeated these Colorado health myths.
Beer impacts you more in the mile-high city, or despite the amount of sunscreen you use, you'll still get burned. Well, it turns out there are some truths to these sayings. Before we talk about beer and sunburns, we need to talk about altitude. Marty Meyer is the vice president of the 9HealthFair. He's also been a physician's assistant for 40 years, many of those years in Colorado. He says there are some physiological changes you go through when you move from sea level to somewhere 5,000 feet or higher because there's less oxygen.
The difference is that at altitude, your body's having to work a little bit more to make sure that you're adequately ventilating and getting blood to all of your organs. And so anything that causes a degradation in your mental status or anything else can impact that a little.
It's harder for your body to function at high altitude, and when you add alcohol to the mix, it makes it even harder. For sunscreen, if you wear it diligently, it will protect you. However, you do need some sun in moderation.
The flip side of wearing a lot of sunscreen means that you don't absorb as much sunshine, which means your body's not making as much vitamin D. And one of the problems that we're experiencing, particularly in Denver and in other places, is that during the winter and even during the summer, people are using so much sunscreen and covering up that you need sunshine to make vitamin D.
Because of the elevation, there's not as much atmosphere between us and the sun, so it's not filtering as much of those UVA and UVB rays, so they hit your skin a little more frequently than they would at sea level.
They say laughter is the best medicine, and one woman is set out to prove it.
Brings in the breath and gives you oxygenation of your blood.
It's called laughter yoga. Deborah Whitaker is an instructor. She says it started when her life got complicated and her friend invited her to laugh away her problems. Whitaker says the benefits are no joke. She says it will not only make you feel more joy in your life, but will improve your overall well-being. She also says if you don't feel like laughing, you can get the same results by faking it till you make it. You can find more information about 9HealthFairs on our website, 9news.com, and also on 9healthfair.org. Thanks for joining us.